What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Make a Move, y'all. All right. Um, I'm not gonna hold you. Without further ado, let's just go in. All right, first up, Don, he tells Ashley that he was married and it was a big whoop to do, you know. But, you know, Ashley does come around and she says, maybe they just hopeless romantics. Just hopeless romantics falling in love. She finds it a little romantic at the end. I was wondering what the big what to do was, what the problem was, but I was glad to see that she came around and she did not let this be a thing. And because, like I said, look, we gotta have look. We got past just like y'all got past. Women got past too. Sometimes you can't let go of your past because it shows up in children. Okay, you have most women have children, and they want men to overlook their past and their children. But when men got a past, like they've been married or something, then or if they got children, women can't seem to overlook it. But Ashley overlooked it this time and said, I'm not gonna punish you for anything you did in the past. Just, let me know. But she can't be the first wife. I think that's the big thing. She can't be the first wife. I don't know how big a deal that is. Maybe because she hasn't been married before, that could be a big deal. I can kind of understand that. But it ain't about whether you first, it's whether you last. Okay. And whether you are the right person, the right one. So, for that reason, I think that she should just carry on. And she's carrying on with Don, didn't hold it against him. Kudos to Ashley for being mature. Like I said, she's one of the more mature women on there. She might act a little kiddie and childish, but she has a high EQ for the most part, and she is a mature woman. Don't let the laughing and giggling and stuff fool you. She's a mature woman. Next up, Zadia said she said she's visiting Cameron House for the first time, right? And the producers said, "Are you sure about that?" See there, look. I be so money on stuff because I said that I think that her and Cameron smashed. And when I seen that, what the producer said is like, "Are you sure about that? This is your first time?" And Zadia laughed it off. Yeah, this is my first time. No, it's not your first time, but you got to play it off like it's your first time for the cameras. See, Zadia already showed us that she can lie. Okay. She already showed us in like the first couple episodes that she can lie. When she snuck out, look, I know that they don't want to paint her in that picture as being some kind of, jump off, but I think that's what she was. And it also explains to me why she is so tied to Cameron. Like ever since that night that she snuck out, she basically has been his girlfriend, or at least she thinks she's his girlfriend. He don't think so. But they smashed. They had to have smashed. And if it wasn't at Cameron House, it was somewhere. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn, somewhere. In the car, backseat of a car. Backseat of a Jeep, swinger episode. You know what I mean? It was somewhere. I think it was at Cameron's house. I think she went over there. It got a little too it went a little too fast. She was already horny as heck. Okay. So I don't know, man. And it almost explains a little bit of how Cameron is moving too, but I'll get into that a little later. But I just found that odd that the producer said, "Are you sure about that?" And it kind of sort of validated what I was thinking. Now, again, I could be wrong. I'm not there. I don't see these people. I don't know. But my instincts tell me they seen each other naked. At some point, they seen each other naked. And what they did with that, who knows? But I think they clearly seen each other naked. So, and I called this episodes ago, but the producer is kind of cluing the audience in on, hey, you've been over there before. Stop playing. Okay. So I found that very interesting. Next up, Cameron, he must have got it and he must be good now because this brother, he keeps giving her clues as to him not wanting to continue. And Zadia is just not letting him off the hook easy. Okay. Like I said in the last episode, y'all, men suck at breaking up. Okay. That's one thing we suck at doing. We suck at breaking up. We'd rather give the reins to the woman to end things. I said that with Kirsten. I'm saying that with Cameron. Okay. Kirsten and Cameron are the same dude. The only difference is Ashley didn't choose Christian again, but Zadia keeps choosing Cameron. But they both ain't really got time. And I actually think Cameron smashed Zadia. I don't think Kirsten smashed Ashley. So maybe that's why it was easier for Ashley to let go of Kirsten, because they didn't have that physical bond. But Cameron and Zadia, they got a physical bond. That's why it's harder to break up. But he went over, he's trying to give her some clues, and she's just not really letting him off the hook. Playing coy, I don't want to say dumb, but maybe she just likes the guy that much. But these are signs that, in my opinion, as a male, these are signs that a woman is demonetized. Okay. She's demonetized by the Alabama black snake, and she just don't want to let go. Now, it could also be because he's a doctor or he's a pharmacist. It could be because she's physically attracted to him. It could be a number of different things. It's not always a woman being demonetized, but I'm not excluding that out of the out of the possibilities. Let's just put it that way. So it could be that. It could be that she wants a doctor. It could be that she's physically attracted. It could be a number of different things that making this chick hold on to him. But he's given as many clues as he possibly can. He's trying to do it without being rude because he's on TV. He don't want to seem like a bad guy on TV. And this is the part that women don't really understand about men, is that we get judged so much. We don't want things on our reputation. This is why a lot of guys don't even do reality TV shows, because they too worried about being judged. Why? Because women are so judgmental of men. Men aren't as judgmental with women. We just not. But if a woman see a man on TV and he moves in a way that's bad, that dude is going to be labeled probably for the rest of his life. Okay. Because women judge men so much. So we have to move in a way that is not malicious, is not vindictive, is not disrespectful. We got to move in a way that's so courteous. We'll hand the reins to you to break up with us, but it's like, look, I'm giving you some clues. Take the clues and end this thing, because if I end it, that means I got to tell you why, and if I tell you why, it's going to come off disrespectful, or just on GP. Okay, it's just going to come off disrespectful. There's no way for a man to really be honest with a woman or break up with a woman and it not sound disrespectful. There's no way. So we got to move in a way that women don't have to move. Why? Because we got to protect feelings, and we got to protect ourselves from being judged for the rest of our life just because what we did on some silly reality TV show. You know what I mean? Women ain't got to worry about that. You see women like Charisse, she's still dating. Okay. You see the disrespectful and crazy stuff this woman has been doing. How is she still able to get all these guys? You could say the same thing about Zadia. She put her fingers in what's his name face, and she's still able to date. So women don't get judged the same way men do. So y'all got to understand how men move, especially on TV. Now, if this wasn't TV, Cameron would have just ghosted her. Okay. If this wasn't TV, Cameron would have ghosted Zadia by now. No call, no text, no nothing. It's over. Okay. But since he's on TV and he got producers who got his number and this, that, and the third, he got to show up in some kind of capacity, even though he don't want to. He got it already. He's done with her. Okay, now it's back to business. Okay, I'm trying to quit, but y'all not gonna let me. Okay, that's just my instincts telling me that. I could be wrong about that, but I be pretty money about a lot of stuff. I'm just saying. All right. Next up, Charisse, she meets Nick. Nick with the muscles, okay? His personal trainer. Boy, I tell you, these personal trainer dudes, they get all the women, man. They get all the women. Personal trainers, women love personal trainers. They love the muscles. All right. And Nick shows up. He ain't even got much conversation, but he don't need it because he got the muscles. And, they did do a little flirting here and there, and it was all good. But it's pretty clear that this guy is probably who she's been the most physically attracted to is Nick. So, I guess he was a welcome add-on to the show for Charisse, especially since she is desperately trying to find her keeper. So she was a bit thirsty for guys, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying she was ready to make some connections. She was single and ready to mingle because she was the only one without keepers. So she was more open than probably any other women. So when she see Nick, now it's like, oh yeah, I remember this guy day one. Okay, he was looking at me day one. Let's give him a shot. So she meets Nick and they hit it off pretty well. And it goes pretty well. Next up, Tabari, he cooks for Vernisha. All right. How many women out there, put it in the comments, how many women out there love a man who can cook? Okay. I know this might be not a known fact out there, but believe it or not, there's a lot of men out there that can cook, ladies. All right. I'm not saying, um, you know, extravagantly or anything like that, but there's some men out there who can cook. You know, we're not always trying to find a woman just so we can get somebody to cook. A lot of us can cook just like a lot of women can do some manly stuff sometimes. You know, it's about survival. So, you know, it was pretty cool that he cooked for Vernicia, you know, showed some of his culinary skills. Then he did another smooth move, gave her some flowers, right? Gave her some flowers. She seemed very appreciative of that. Long stem roses. A man who pays attention to detail. All right. She said she loved long stem roses. So that's what he got her. Nice touch, Tabar. You know. So I think the guy is a gentleman for sure. And you know, for that, I think he's a pretty cool guy. He seems to know how to move with women, with the cooking for them and the flowers. You know, what more can you really ask for? You know, as a woman, you know, the guy is pulling out all the stops. Introduced, you know, invited her to his home. He said he don't hardly ever invite anybody to his home. So she must be special for that, and cooked dinner for her at that and got her flowers. So he's trying to make a connection. He's going all in. You know, the only thing that seems to be a problem is that Tabari daughter lives in Mississippi. So Tabari lives somewhere in between Mississippi and New Orleans. He lives somewhere in between the two. So I think he does business in New Orleans, and then he travels to Mississippi to visit his daughter. And I think he's trying to relocate to Mississippi, which is not in Vernicia plans. She don't plan on moving to Mississippi. So that is a big elephant in the room for their relationship, because it's called make a move. It ain't say make a move to no Mississippi. It say make a move to New Orleans. And later it was discovered that a lot of the people on the show is from Mississippi, is what Vernicia said. So it's like they can't find no local people. But I'll get into that a little later on. Check the video out. You know, this Friday coming out with my review on Vernicia. But that is a big elephant in the room. His daughter is in Mississippi, and I don't know how they're going to work that part out. And she's in Houston, so, you know, it'll probably be a long distance relationship. Will probably end up fizzling out. So next up, Cameron. He comes over, is bothering him. Dude is like, dude, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this relationship. So he comes, he pays Zadia a visit. And again, he said, look, I don't got time for you, okay? I just don't have time. He didn't say that, but he said something similar to that. Like, look, I, you know, my head is spinning, you know, all these ridiculous excuses. You know, I'm so busy. And he tells her, if you got another guy to pick, go ahead and pick him. You know, if he got more time for you. Zadia, she ain't trying to hear it. Okay, she's locked in on Cameron. And I swear to you, man, this woman is so cooperative with Cameron. I never seen Zadia so sweet as I do when she is with Cameron. It is ridiculous. It is so fake to me. I seen this woman crap on practically every other man she's been in every other episode, in every other show, RTL and this one. She's been negative to all of those men. The only man I see her being fake for is Cameron. Why do y'all think that is? Seriously, why do y'all think that is? Is Cameron so much better than all of the other men that she met on all of these shows? He don't even really want to continue. He's trying to break up with her. He's telling her, you got some other dude, go there, go get them. He travels over to her house to tell her he ain't got time. She said, hey, don't worry about it. I understand. I'm like, who the hell is this? This is Zadia? This can't be Zadia. I never seen a woman so understanding before in my life. Then it appears to me again, they smash. They smash. They seen each other without clothes on. That's what happened. Because there is no way that she is going to sit up here and give this guy all these chances and be so pleasant and be so understanding. That ain't the Zadia I know. That ain't the Zadia none of us know. But I told you before, she get this dude way too much room, too much rope. Cameron can't even I don't want to use that analogy. He can't, H himself, but she gave him so much rope, man. I mean, he on his knees and he can't. Anyway, she just comes off fake to me. But the brother is trying to break up with her, and she won't let him. She pretends to be very understanding. Then she did ask him, "Do you want me to let you go?" And he lied. He said no. Now, why did he lie and say no? Because again, men suck at breaking up. If he says, yeah, let me go, it's a whole thing. He looks like a bad guy, and he looked like he was playing games with her, and he don't want this to come out on TV. I'm telling y'all what's going on here. But you don't travel over a woman's house to tell her, I ain't got time, only to say, no, I don't want you to let me go. When you get in that car, you've made up your mind. You're done with this situation. Okay? But you don't want to look like a bad guy on TV. If this was not TV, I think he would have let her know. I think he would have let her have it. If this was not TV, I think he would have ghosted her. If this was not TV, I think he would have told her the truth. But another problem Zadia has is that she don't have no other options. She don't want to be a Charisse, the only one without a keeper, because she dismissed all the other guys. So if she let Cam go, all of a sudden she ain't got nobody, and she don't want to be in that position. So even though she see all the red flags, she even said it too. She was like, I keep trying to make a connection with this guy, and he keep, turning me away. Well, just like you did all the other guys, all the other you know. Now, some might say, look, Mike, she is trying to be understanding and supportive of Cam. Why? What's wrong with that? And I would say, I don't think it's real. Like, I just think it's a whole lot of fakeness. Between Cam and Zadia, they both being fake. He don't want this no more. He's done. She is being fake because she ain't got no more options. She ain't got no other options. And she's not being her normal self. It's just fakeness all over. Well, look, why don't y'all just break up, be done, and Zadia, you start all over. Let Cam go do his thing. That's how I feel about the situation. But if you demonize, you're going to give that man all kind of chances. You just are. Next up, the question is, what's wrong with men communication? This was a question that was asked of the ladies. What's wrong with men communication? I'm kind of curious as to why the producers put this question in the middle of the episode. I'm not mad at it. It's something to talk about. But I was just wondering why they asked that. Maybe they feel like the men communication is sucking right now. Between Mizell, between Maurice, between Cameron, maybe they feel like the man communication skills is not up to par. Let me explain to the ladies the problem. Men are always walking on eggshells. Why? Because there are two things in our way that are not in women's way. Number one, we like to protect women's feelings. Women don't care about protecting men's feelings, for the most part. Of the two, the men and the women care less about protecting men's feelings. But men care more about protecting women's feelings. That is going to affect their communication because they are trying to protect your feelings. Number two, men have to look out more for their rep. They have to look out for their image in the world and how they're being perceived in the world. Women don't have to do that, okay? A woman can do no wrong. And in the Western society, you got Sexy Red and Gorilla. They don't care. There's no repercussions for a woman's reputation for the most part. I'm not saying there's none, but they seem to get rewarded for bad behavior. So men don't get rewarded for bad behavior at all. Okay. So we got two issues in our way. We got to protect a woman's feelings because we don't want to hurt no women. And we got to protect our reputation. So how a man communicates, especially on TV, is going to be so hard for men to do. Because we got those two obstacles that women don't got. Not only that, they're on a show where women got all the power. They got all the power. Let me tell you something. I think a lot of these guys came on this show thinking it was going to be a ready to love situation where they can mingle and choose women. They pretty much got matched up with one woman, and they are probably uninspired. Okay. They're not feeling it. I don't think Kirsten was feeling it. I don't think Cameron is feeling it. All right. Maybe even so Maurice. I'm sure he would have liked to have more options too. I think secretly a lot of these guys not feeling this format. And this is probably why they didn't tell these guys the format had changed on purpose, because they changed the format. It was supposed to be a RTL episode. Instead, it turned into Make a Move. And they told the ladies that it was going to be Make a Move. They didn't tell the men it was going to be Make a Move until later. So the men came on set saying, okay, I'm ready to get my mingle on with these RTL women. And they said, no, we changed the format. It's not Ready to Love anymore. It's Make a Move. And that caught a lot of men off guard. But they were already signed up to be on the show. So the men, Maurice, you got Maurice, who's a smooth operator, the lawyer guy with Charisse. He don't want to say too much. His communication sucked because he's a lawyer. He know whatever he say can be used against him. Not in the court of law, but in the court of public opinion, it will be used against him. So Maurice said little to nothing. And Charisse complained about his communication. Well, he's a lawyer. He's not a dummy. So he's not going to say anything that's going to be used against him. The less you say, the better it is. Have you been to this restaurant before? Yeah. No elaboration. You know what I mean? That's how Maurice was. Kirsten, he just let Ashley eliminate him. He didn't come to the party, you know, on purpose, I think. Nah, he's going to reconnect in this next episode because, you know, they're bringing back all of the, you know, I hate to burst your bubble, but they're bringing back all of the possibilities. So Mizell was a possibility. Kirsten was a possibility. Maurice was a possibility. Who else? Somebody else. But, well, no, Zadia don't have no other possibilities. But yeah, those guys were possibilities. So, do men suck at communication? Yeah, but we got two huge handicaps. We got to protect your feelings and we got to protect our rep. Y'all don't got those problems. Those are man problems. Okay. You're not going to be judged in the court of public opinion for your rep. And you don't ever worry about protecting the man's feelings for the most part. Women say whatever the hell they want, really. They'll tell a man, oh, you too short, you too broke, you ain't this, you ain't that. They'll say all kind of stuff to men. So that's why communication with men suck. Next up, Charisse, she realizes she's attracted to Nick. You know, she likes this guy. They do kind of hit it off. Got a bit of chemistry. I think it's probably more physical chemistry at this point. I think Charisse is at a point where the hormones is making decisions for her. You know, I forgot how old Charisse is, but she ain't that old, okay? She still got some hormones bubbling, and she probably thinking about how she gonna get folded by Nick, okay? So I'm just keeping it real. It's clearly a hormonal decision. at this point that she's attracted to Nick, and because the guy didn't really have much conversation. So, you know, I'm not saying I'm mad at it. She chose how she chose, but I'm saying she's attracted how she's attracted, but um they did start to hit it off. She did some, you know, flirting around and stuff like that, but and he did too. My question is, if he was all out, why didn't you just pick him in the first place? But no, you picked Maurice. Why? Because you was after that money first. So I don't know. We'll see. I this will be interesting, because if Maurice does come back next episode, it'll be that money up against them looks. Okay. And I would like to see who's going to win out on this. I like to see who's going to win Cherise heart. Is she going to go back to Maurice? That's a good one. That's a good question. Put it in the comments. What do y'all think? Next episode, when Maurice come back, who's going to win? Is it going to be the lawyer, or is it going to be the personal trainer? Y'all let me know. Next up, you know, your boy Don, the poet. Okay. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Are you ready to love? Then make a fucking move. Okay. Make that move. Bars. Okay. Shout out to Don. All right. That kind of got the ladies' attention a little bit. And he incorporated both Ready to Love and Make a Move. I thought that was dope, especially if he did it on the spot. So I thought that was pretty dope. You know, the roses are red, violets are blue. It was just a setup, but you know, it was last minute. It was off the top of the dome. But the incorporation of both RTL and Make a Move was a nice bar. You get 4.5 mics from me on that one. Okay. If you were to use something else other than the roses are red and violets are blue, I would have gave you 5 mics. But you get 4.5. So shout out to Don on that. I know it might have seemed corny for him to use the rose or red, violets or blue, but it was on the spot, and he still incorporated both shows. So shout out to Don. Next up, you know, Ashley, she kisses Don for the first time. But I looked very closely at this kiss, and I noticed that she was the one to pull away from this kiss so fast. So she pecked him and pulled away real fast. Now, in her interview, she said she wished it was longer, but she was the one that pulled away. So I'm like, what do you mean you wanted it to be longer? You're the one who pulled away. Don was still there, ready to get some smacking going. Okay. You pulled away from him. But what I noticed is that when you kissed Kirsten, you didn't pull away. You didn't pull away at all. I think Kirsten was the one who pulled away, which tells me there's something going on here. Maybe she's just not as physically attracted to Don as Kirsten. Now, some might say, duh. Yeah, she's more attracted to Kirsten. But Kirsten ain't your dude. He's just not. He's going to come back next episode too. Do you think he going to give Don a run for his money? Because he's going to come back with the roses, with the chocolates. He's going to come back with all that stuff and try and fake swoon her back into favor. You know, so let me put it this way. Kirsten and Mizell are guys, I feel like, guys that just want to be on the show. I don't know if Kirsten is working on an acting career. I don't know if Mizell want to be popular in the hood or popular amongst the ladies in his town. These guys are camera guys, in my opinion, especially Kirsten and Mizell. I don't think that about Cameron. Cameron want to be off the show at this point. I don't think that about Don. I think he genuinely likes, Ashley. I don't think that about Tabari. He seems like a pretty genuine dude. But Kirsten and Mizell are camera dudes. I think they love the attention. So we'll see how it goes next week. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to step too much on that episode. But I have a feeling that he's going to come back and try to steal Ashley away from him. Now, what I noticed is that Kirsten, he didn't have to try half, a third as hard to win Ashley's heart as Don did. So put it in the comments. Do you think Kirsten is going to steal Ashley away from Don? Don't say it ain't possible, because what I'm seeing so far out of all of these ladies, physical attraction is winning. Okay, physical attraction is winning with all these ladies. I'm talking about Charisse. I'm talking about Ashley. Well, I don't want to say Ashley yet, but it was winning until he didn't show up, which is a bigger trigger for Ashley. She needs her man to show up. If he would have showed up to the party, Don wouldn't be there. Okay, let's be real. Zadia, she's super attracted to Cameron, probably in more ways than one. Okay, so and Tabari just kind of came on the scene. So, I don't know. I think if there's another guy that's going to be just as attractive as him, I think Vernicia is going to choose that guy for real. I don't want to say that's Mizell, but because he already showed that he's a liar, so she's not going to choose Mizell. I think all things being equal, if he would have been more of an honest guy, he probably would have been able to steal Vernicia away from Tabari. He would have just been another nice guy who lost, But we'll see what happens. But I did notice that Ashley did, kiss him, just peck him, and she was in there a long time with Kirsten, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Next up, Charisse, she chooses Nick, and like I said, attraction is winning with these ladies. Fellas, take notes. Attraction is huge with these ladies. Will, the nice guy, how else did you think he was going to finish? For real, how else did you think a nice guy is going to finish? Last, okay? Of course it's last. That's just how it is. The other guy that Vernicia had, he finished last. So there's a lot of nice guys who just always finish last. It just is what it is. So ladies, when you realize that there are no nice guys out there, blame yourself, because that's not what you're picking. So if you don't pick the nice guy, you're not going to get nice results. So don't complain about the men. You just happen to pick the men who are not nice guys. So what often happens is women pick bad boys and bad guys, and then they say men ain't ish. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Men ain't ish. You chose Pookie. You chose Ray Ray. That ain't all men. All these dope dudes out here and good guys, you never pick them. So whose fault is that? And then those good guys turn bad guys. Why? Because the bad guys getting all the women. So if you want better men, start choosing better men. You know, Sharice had to talk it out with her girls, but at the end of the day, she ended up going. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What's his name? Not Will, but Nick. I'm not saying Nick is a bad guy. Okay, he's not a Pookie or a Ray Ray. I'm not saying that. But Will gave her that intellectual conversation and things like that. And he just didn't have the muscles that Nick had. So, okay. A trainer, y'all know how much of a player a trainer is? They call, who was that? Actually, it was in the last episode. I think it was Unique. She called trainers a thought job. Okay, and that's what Nick is. He's a trainer. So he got a thought job. So how do you expect this to end? Maybe Sharice just want her back blown out and then, then she can move on. I don't know. And she'll call LJ and he can, hold her or something. I don't know. But nice guys finish last. That's the moral of the story. Okay. Next up, they start to get reintroduced to their, I guess you could say, missed opportunities. And the first one up is Vernicia, and she meets Mizell, and her eyes couldn't roll back further in her head than what they did when she hugged him. Okay, her eyes was rolling real far back. And she's a classy woman, so she's going to take the meeting. She's going to hear him out. But she just not feeling Mizell. But I'm not all the way. Well, I will say I'm not all the way ready to write him off yet. But listening to her interview, I don't think she got no dealings with Mizell. So I don't think it's going to work out. So Mizell could have played this whole thing a lot better. And that's why I said at age 55, I'm not sure what this guy was thinking about. He could have avoided all of this. Probably could have had his woman if he would have played his cards right. But it is what it is. And she didn't seem too enthused about meeting Mizell. Next up, Zadia. She said, I'm trying to get to know black men. Okay. I'm trying to get to know black men with without my genitals being involved. And Vernicia could not have rolled her eyes more than what she did on that situation. I mean, I bet you Vernicia know they smashed. And again, one thing that Zadia showed everybody and proved that she is a liar. She is a liar. She lied about when she, left the house. She lied about, locking the door or whatever. She She's just a liar. So let me ask you this. Why would you even bring up genitals? Why would you even bring up genitals? Why would you even bring this up if it's not a thing already? I'm just trying to get to know this man without my genitals being involved. You're telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself. We already know y'all smashed. Okay, that's why you so caught up on this dude. For real. It's just so obvious to me, man. And look, at the end of the day, I wish all these ladies the love and prosperity. And I have to say, as much as I hate to admit this, man, this might be a better format for couples than the original RTL format. But the original RTL format is more real life. This is becoming more of a dating coach show for women. That's what this is becoming. Dating coaching, date coaching for women. We'll give you a matchmaker. We'll give you all the power. We'll give you all of that. This is no longer a single and mingle situation. This is a dating coach show for women. That's what this is. But these women may get better results that way and may be able to find their men better. But the problem with that is they're going to run out of men. I'm going to tell you that right now, because I'm going to tell you, if the roles were reversed and the men had all the power, women would be turned off by that. They would be. And actually, that would be even a more accurate depiction on reality if the men had the power. But women don't like that. I don't know how many of y'all watched the first RTL, the first Ready to Love. Well, in the first Ready to Love, first episode, men had practically most of the power. And they changed that shit so fast. By season 3, it was more equal power, I would say. And by this season here, it is totally the women got all the power. So they went from the men having all of I would say most of the power, not all of it. In episode 1 on RTL, to make a move, and the women got all the power. And they're going to run out of men. They're going to run out of men. I don't know how long this format is going to last. I don't know how many men are going to sign up to be on Make a Move and be sitting there like clowns waiting for women to choose them. Men choose wives. It's been like that since time immemorial. But that ain't getting ratings. What's getting ratings is women having all the power. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I put it in the comments. I really will be interested to know. If you want to talk this over with me, hit me in the email, blackmanrankings@gmail.com. All that being said, thanks for watching. If you got this far, much love to you. BMR loves you. Hit the like, share, and subscribe to show me some love. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.